Good evening, and welcome to another episode of Que-stead-Que. Que-stead-Que, what you gonna do? I don't know, but something's gonna grow. Hi, y'all, and I hope that my filming is better than what it was yesterday. I re-looked at that video and I thought, my goodness, I'm surprised anybody watched it. Anyway, I'm starting this one out here in the back, in the seed room, not the back room. It's actually the middle room. I'm starting this video here because I want to show you the progress that was made since yesterday. First of all, I had some new cauliflower to come up. So I don't know if you can see that. I hope that I'm on it. I really don't know. Hold on, let me see. Let's see here. I can't tell. I hope that this is filming right. If it's not, please forgive me. But I had the two more peanuts to come up. I don't know if you see those. There's peanut 1, that first one that I got excited about. There's peanut 2. And we had a third one to come up overnight. The Carmelo pepper is doing well. And we have a second Carmelo, Carmen, not Carmelo. What am I thinking? A second Carmen pepper to come up, and a pimento. I don't know if you can see that one right in the middle there is coming up. And I see the seed is stuck at the top, so I'm going to have to pull that apart. Oh, and I see another one starting to come up. Okay, the pineapple ground cherries are still doing good. And I'm hoping these other ones come up. And I figured out they may not have come up yet because look at my heating pad. I'm going to have to pull out the second heating pad, which is down there. And I'm going to have to run them both on the same thing. I'm going to turn this one around just to get these peppers over here going and then get them off of the peanuts and the Carmen peppers. And then that second one, I'm going to turn that one horizontally too and run it down on this end. And I think that those other ground cherries will make their appearance because that's all important to me. In fact, I think I'm going to take this heating pad now and just put it down here, and they may come up overnight, and then I can concentrate on the peppers. It's no big rush on the peppers because the peppers normally take longer anyway to germinate. So, but those ground cherries, that's all important. Hold on. I'm doing that right now as I speak. Okay. Now, and wait, this is all crooked. Okay, I got it now. Okay, this is perfect. So now the heat is off of the peppers altogether, and that's fine. I'll come back to those later. But those ground cherries need that extra heat tonight, and I know those will come up quickly. So as soon as I start seeing the other ground cherries appear, then I will, like I said, then I'll shift the heating pad back over there. That just keeps me from having to pull both of them out like I was getting ready to do. I could still do that, but we'll see what happens tonight. And if I don't see the ground cherries come up tonight, and I loosen the dirt a little bit to let them come through. Oh, you know what? See? And I'm about to scream again. I just noticed a gooseberry is coming. I don't know if y'all can see that, but right there. See, my eagle eye right there. See it? That's a gooseberry. So loosening that dirt did help. So yeah, I expect, and my Aunt Molly's, those are the ones that usually come up quick. Let me loosen some more. I think tomorrow I'm going to wake up and have some new ground cherry plants. I really do, but that's definitely one right there. Now let me leave it alone. Let it do its thing. Okay, so my gooseberry, I'm saying it's in labor because the gooseberry will be born tonight, okay? And look at that Carmen, that new Carmen coming up. I'm liking that. Okay, so let's go to the other seeds real quick. These seedlings told me, thank you, girl, thank you. Look at that. Look at how that just overnight, y'all. Look at that. I don't know if you can see them all. You can see me. Hi. But anyway, look at how they look. So transferring them or transplanting them into the cups where they will remain did good. So I already know. I'm going to give it, I think I can give it a good week. After a week, I'm going to take these extra ones since they're growing now. But eventually the roots are going to be fighting over the nutrients. So, and I might just do that tomorrow. All these ones, other than the cold crops, because those cold crops will be going out soon enough. But the tomatoes that will still be in here for the next couple of months, I think what I'm going to do is take all of the extra ones and put them in their own individual cups. That's my best bet because they are thriving. I can look at them, and you probably can too after seeing them yesterday just getting transplanted. So I want them to thrive since I know they're going to survive here under the light. And I'm going to get some more seeds starting mix, fill up some more cups tomorrow. That'll be tomorrow's chore. And I'm going to get the other ones transplanted. You know, they handled this well. They didn't stress. So before they get bigger, I don't want them to stress. So I think this is the time to do that. Put them all in their individual cups and I'm going to put every one of them in the middle. I noticed that with these, I just kind of stuck them in. No, I need to have every plant right in the center of the cup. And that's going to give the roots plenty of room to grow and thrive. Okay, so that's tomorrow's job or chore. And I have plenty of cups. Those are old cups, but I have new cups. And then I have these. I like these burpee containers that I've saved. And then I have some more right here. And that one right there. I think what I'm going to do is transplant, because all those are in burpee. I have enough to do all of them in the burpee containers. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Just put them all in that instead of the cup itself, because the burpee container is actually, it's a little narrow at the bottom, but it's wider at the top than what the cup is. So, okay, so I just wanted to show y'all that. Now, on to the chat, because I meant to tell y'all, hold on, I'm going to set this up too, so excuse me. I'm going to set my tripod up. Okay, it's telescoping, so I'm telescoping it now. And I'm going to set it here on the floor while I sit here on the couch. Let me move my trash bag out the way. Yeah, I try to keep trash. I hate getting up so much, so I just keep a trash bag hanging on the side here. Okay. Hold on, y'all. I know I'm everywhere. Now let me get into frame. Okay. Okay, I guess this will do. And I put my camera on a different mode too. I have it on regular video. I usually run it on cinematic, and I think that's the reason why it didn't focus in well yesterday, because the cinematic gives you more close-ups. And so while I thought, and from what I could see out of the camera angle, it looked as if I was far away. So everything I was talking about and filming at the time, I could see it the regular way. And you guys, it came out on film with you not even seeing it. Y'all didn't see the oxtails. Y'all didn't see the cookies. Nothing. And I'm down to 2 cookies, y'all. I ate one today, so I have 2 more left. And boy, I'ma hate seeing those things go, because I still can't stop raving. I finished my shawl. I could have went further. I have this part of the yarn left, and I also have another skein left, but I always like to save at least 1 skein of yarn. This wasn't enough to do. I could have done 1 more row, but I needed to be able to do 2 more rows, because you have to end it on a solid row. So I stopped it after I did my last solid row, and it's long enough. And I was able to do the border. So I'm satisfied with it. But anyway, I have this extra left and I have another skein. But I love the way that it came out. It's a little heavy, but it just feels like a hug. And it's nice and warm. Okay, my heat just kicked on. Y'all, let me tell y'all about that before I go any further. In fact, I've got to show it to you. I'm going to pick up this camera. It's on the tripod, but I've got to show it to you. Hold on. Y'all, okay, first of all, let's go into the laundry room. I like to explain things all the way when as you know, I'm very detailed with explaining everything. So let me start. One of the reasons why I purchased this home, and I explained in one of my early videos, that this house was an estate house. The late Granberries owned this house, and they both passed away tragically. The husband had a heart attack behind the wheel, and she was in the car with them. He fell over on her, and like I said, we live by 3 lakes. Well, one of the lakes that we live by, they were coming around the bend because it's like a curve there, and when that happened, the car ventured out into the lake. The neighbors, all the people who lived around the lake, tried to save her because they saw it when it happened. And just as they got to her, she succumbed. She took that breath, and that was it. Okay, so they both died. And I remember the night that happened because someone was filming it on Facebook Live. I did not see them. They just showed the car going, as it went under and all that. But it was sad. And I remember saying a prayer when that happened. Little did I know, when I purchased this house at closing, I found out that this was their home. And I knew at that moment that was God at work. And that had happened right at the time that my mom had passed. And that's what got me over the hump with my mother's death, because I was grieving. And then when that happened with them, I was like, my goodness, they have children and they lost both of their parents. And tragically at least we got to tell our mother goodbye and care for her until she took her last breath. So I was like, well, God, I'm going to stop my grieving now. By the way, you blessed us. Not that they didn't deserve to be blessed too, but my goodness, I saw the difference. Okay, but one of the reasons why I chose this house, number one, because of my health. This house is all one level. There's no stairs to climb, nothing like that. My bathroom is handicapped accessible. I did a house tour back during my early videos, so you can go back where you see tour of the Que-stead, where I took you all through the house. But this laundry room, when I walked in here, they had a brand new, and I'm telling you, everything they bought in here was brand new. They gave me a $10,000 Tempur-Pedic. The children did, brand new. This was brand new, the water heater. And the inspector told me, he's like, you have the top of the line water heater. He said, you have the top of the line furnace. And they also, with the furnace, they bought a Lennox central air conditioner. So here it is. And I need to clean it because I try to keep the dust off of it and everything, because I said I want this to last forever. You can look and tell that it's still new. It was brand new when they bought it, and they got it from Randazzo. But anyway, this is it. And you can hear the heat running now. Well, something happened yesterday, and I found out that this happens with all Lennox furnaces, or the newer ones. And that is the thermostat. This particular furnace has a digital thermostat. It can be run no other way. So if you don't have internet, you are in trouble. And so I found out that whenever the warranty runs out, the thermostat usually goes out. And guess how much it costs to replace it? $1,500, which is, I don't have it, okay? And I looked at my booklet, and I'll show you that, because they had everything in order. When I moved in, they left everything on the counter. I saw how much they paid for this unit. It was brand new, all that. Anyway, they took the top warranty, which was 5 years. This is now 5 years old, and guess what? There you have it. I can't change the temperature on the heat. I cannot run the air conditioner. I can't do anything. And it's set up online to their password, which I do not know. It wasn't written down or anything. So, and of course, the company that they bought it from, Randazzle, they probably do not know that the Granberries passed away. So tomorrow I must call them and I'm going to explain to them. In fact, I have the card of the person who sold them the unit, and I'm going to explain to them what has happened, that I'm now the owner of the home and all that. And I hope he remembers the Granberries and has some mercy on me. But I truly do not believe that the thermostat went out. And the reason is that from what I saw on YouTube and online, they say when the thermostat goes out, it takes the whole unit. They said the unit will not run at all. My unit is running. So I'm thinking that because we sprung forward for some reason this time, it just kind of knocked me offline or something like that, because it's lighting up when I touch the screen. You just see a blank screen. So my sister and I seem to think that the person will probably be able to help me and guide me through to maybe set up a new passcode and get it going under my internet, or under my under my Wi-Fi and under my username and password. And I did last night. I downloaded the app, so hopefully that's what it is. I prayed one time and that's it. Usually if I pray for something, that's it. I'm through praying for it. God will work it out. I'm not even gonna worry about it, because my health will not allow me to get stressed out. Now, if I do have to replace it, I understand that it is not compatible with any other units or thermostats, and you have to use the Linux brand. But I did find out that there's a brand called Honeywell that everybody's heard of, that you could use to replace that. But then you have to buy this part so that to make the Honeywell thermostat, which is not a digital, it's a manual thermostat, but it will make it compatible with the Linux furnace. So if I have to replace the thermostat, that's what I will do. And I understand it's a lot cheaper. Instead of paying $1,500, which I don't have, I would pay maybe $200 or possibly less than that. So we'll get that together tomorrow. But anyway, so here's the folder. This is the folder that they left on the counter. And the folder had all the warranties. See, here's the warranty, the Linux Care Program warranty, and they took out the full thing. This is from my stuff, the Best Buy. Hold on. This is where they bought the furnace, and that, I'm gonna show y'all, that is how much they paid for it. I don't know if y'all can see that on there. It looks backwards to me, but that's how much they paid for it, and they paid cash. Okay, because they told them how much monthly it would be. Nope, they went on and paid cash for it. So these folks, they weren't playing. Then they had bought the fireplace. That's the fireplace I have here. And they bought, let's see. Hold on. I may not have all the papers. Oh, no, they bought it shows the Tempur-Pedic from when they bought that. Oh, and I just found the title to my car. Lord have mercy. Thank you, Jesus. I've been looking for it. I'm glad that I found it. Not that I'm going to be selling it or anything. Then here's the thermostat. They even took a warranty out on the thermostat. So it is my hope that when I call tomorrow, that either the warranty is still intact some kind of way. I know the furnace warranty just expired. But, okay, here we go. See, they got the premium warranty and maintenance. I hope they bought the Elites. That's what I'm hoping. See, I'm just now, they did. Look at there, option 1 right on there. So let's see what that means. The Elite. Okay, furnace. It doesn't say what they get under. Oh, here it is. Service and value for years to come. Let's see how long this lasts. You know what? And they paid for this. Hold on, y'all. Okay, here's what they got. 2 annual visits, one for your furnace and one for your air conditioner, that includes a precise 16-point inspection, detailing of the unit along with the safety check. Okay. And I hope they don't sit there and say, well, you're not the one who you're not the original buyer. Nope. I think that they have to honor the warranty if it was purchased. Okay, extended labor. It's extended labor, smoke detector and battery replacement, priority service response, same day service guarantee if I have an emergency, if I call by noon. Okay. Diamond care, never pay a diagnostic, complimentary filter and humidifier pad changes, and the service guarantee. Okay, this is what they bought. Okay, so let's see. I saw the card to the guy on yesterday. Let me find it. Here it is, right here. Listen, wait a minute. I'm putting him online. Here he is. Okay, Mr. What's his name? Godrius. I'm calling you tomorrow. You're going to be shocked. And hopefully, you know what? I understand that the Granberries were very nice people and everything. And I'm very nice. I think that God's going to allow me to call Mr. Godrius on tomorrow, explain to him what happened. And I think Mr. Godrius is going to honor this. So stay tuned for the update on that. Okay? So let me put this right here. So the 5-year, what I was thinking they had, I just saw that diamond warranty. I did not see that because I was so frustrated last night when that happened. But I didn't see that they took out the Diamond Care warranty until now when I opened that envelope. The regular warranty was for 5 years, so they went beyond that and they purchased that diamond warranty. So, and because they have it, it's in there. They would not have kept that if they had not purchased that. And it showed that they had option 1, which was they took the one that was the most popular. I mean, not the most popular, the big one. And I guess so. Anytime you're paying over $5,000 for a unit, you want to make sure that nothing's going to go wrong. Okay, but anyway, what I was coming to chat about is I remember telling y'all that I was going to tell y'all about our garden club and the changes that they made. So anyway, but before I get to that, y'all know I always have to do something else first. My cousin's quirky Q bag. I just do not like how it's balancing out. My sister says it looks fine. To me, it doesn't. It's a certain way I've got to feel satisfied when I'm doing it because crocheting is an art. I guess to look at it, it looks okay, but it's something about it that's just not sitting right with me. And then it dawned on me, you know what? Because the yarn, this is a thinner yarn. It's cotton, but it's thinner. Then I went and I bought some more yarn. I bought some thicker yarn, and I figured that would balance the bag out. But actually it didn't. It's thicker, but then when I started with the thinner yarn, it still didn't look quite balanced to me. I like for my bags to be balanced all the way through. So what I'm going to do, because this isn't bad yarn, it's just thinner. And because this isn't balanced with the gray is thicker and so much thicker, it's not balancing for me the way I like. I'm going to go with, instead of making the round bag, I also make square quirky Q bags. And because this yarn is thinner, now I'm going to make her a square one. It's not going to look nothing like this because I really don't like this bag because I should have went with the colors all the way through, but I started out with this blue and then I suddenly decided, oh, let's put some color to it. And so this is how it looks. Hers will not look like that. In fact, I'm thinking about making another square one for myself, but it's going to have all these quirky colors from top to bottom, not from middle to bottom, so to speak. So what I can do is I can take, because she has variegated and solids, I can do the colors from the bottom all the way up. And then her bag, I'm going to make her bag wider than this. This is just, you know, this one measures out, I think, to 13 inches. I'm going to make sure hers comes out to about here. Oops, see, I'm out of the camera frame again. This one, you can see how wide it is. It's not that wide, but hers is going to come out probably to about here. So it'll be nice and wide. So it'll just be square. And I hope that she likes it, because I know she likes the round bags, but I'm gonna let her know that the yarn just didn't do what it was supposed to do as far as the thickness of it. It's a beautiful yarn. I love the colors. It's just not thick enough to balance out in the round. I tried it before I bought this extra yarn. I tried it in the round. It did not balance out. And then I thought that by buying the thicker yarn to put at the bottom and then for the handles, that it would balance out. It is not balancing out, y'all. It's just not. It's just not, okay? I know how it should feel and how I should feel while making it. So I'm going to take this down, and I'm gonna just start it in the I'm gonna start it horizontally and go that route. I'm gonna make it square, or yeah, or oblong. It'll be oblong when I'm done. So let me start rolling now. And so I guarantee you I will be satisfied and it will look better. And I'm still going to put a lining in it, so that's going to make it, it'll make it look a lot nicer and everything once it's done. And the yarn won't seem to be thin, because it will the lining will hold it still and it won't stretch. That's what I'm trying to say. And I even thought that perhaps if I put a lining in this one, because I think I mentioned before that I was going to put a lining in it at the end because I want it to look nice, it's still not going to balance out, because once I sew that lining in, this the thicker yarn is going to stick out, the thicker stitches, and then these will pull in. So look, okay, this is what I'm doing. Yeah. Yeah, crocheting is spiritual to me, because I have to feel it. And I guess, they say, I didn't even know crochet was an art until, maybe 10 years ago. I was like, that's an art? I'm not an artist, because I can't draw, I can't do nothing else, but I can crochet. And I never told y'all how I learned. Wasn't taught. It was like, we had a teacher at my elementary school who taught crochet. And I was about 6 years old, and my sister and some of our older friends, a year or two older, they were in her class, and I had to wait for my sister after school. And so I asked the teacher if I could be in the crochet class, and she said no. She was nice. Don't get me wrong. She was very nice about it. She said no. She said, you're too young. She said, but next year you can be in my class. And I would have been 7, that next year. And so I said, okay. Well, that next year they bust us. And so when I got bust, that was the end of it. And then Miss Chandler, the teacher, once I got back to the school, which was maybe 2 years later, I think I was gone for 2 years before I went back. I was probably 8 or 9 by the time I got back to Whittier. She was no longer teaching at the school. She had moved on. That was the end of it. Well, anyway, I was still, even during the time that my sister and I were in class, I would always beg my mom I was like, will you buy me some yarn and a needle? That's what I called it. I didn't know it was called a hook. And my mother never would do it. She was like, no, I'm not going to waste my money on buying you that, and you don't crochet. And so I kept begging her, and eventually I kind of stopped. Then a few years, once I got back to the school and realized that, that class wasn't being taught, but yet and still, we had girls there who were crocheting because they had been in her class, like my sister, her friends and stuff. They knew, stitches. So my sister, she'd be around the house crocheting and whatnot, doing what she could do, the chain and all that. And so I still wanted to do it. And so I started up again. I was like, Mom, will you buy me a hook and a needle? Buy me a needle and some yarn. And she wouldn't do it. Finally, I just kept on. I just pressured her, I guess. I don't know. But I would not stop asking, because when my mom would get paid, she would buy us a toy, or she would always buy us something when she got paid. And so that's what I kept asking for. And so she buying me everything but what I was asking for. And I guess finally she figured, let me just do it. I guess I wore her down. My mother did it, and that was all she wrote. She bought me a skein of yarn. In fact, you know what? I told y'all I like to be detailed. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm coming back. I can prove to you. Okay, my mother, she did it. I was 7 years old at the time, and she bought me a skein of yarn, and she bought me a hook, and I picked this baby yarn. I'll never forget. Excuse me. So she did it, and I picked it up, and that was all she wrote. I started crocheting. So God had given me the talent. So I was like that little boy, Jonah. Remember, yeah, that boy who just became famous a few years ago. I'm like, shoot, Jonah, he ain't got nothing on me. I was a prodigy too, but just stuff that internet and all that wasn't around back in the early 70s. So hey, so I missed it, but I'm glad that little boy got rich and famous from his being a prodigy. He was adopted by a Caucasian family and brought from Africa. And this boy, he picked up some yarn and a hook, his aunt's yarn and hook, the lady's sister, and just started crocheting. This boy is so talented. Oh, he's very more advanced than me, for sure. But he just automatically knew it. And he had grew up in an orphanage, so no one had ever taught him or anything. That goes to show what God can do. Okay, but anyway, here's proof. Okay, so when my mother saw that I was crocheting, every week she would buy me a thing of yarn and, of course, another hook because I was forever losing them. But here is a picture. This is to prove it. This was my very first blanket that I finished. This is my mother. Wait, hold up. Okay, this is my mother. And I'm covering this part because our neighbor is in the picture, and I'm quite sure she don't want to be me flashing her online. This is me at the age of 7, sitting next to my mother, just as happy. And if you look at the arm of the couch here, those gold things, I think my sister made those. But anyway, this is the first blanket that I made. And then my mother gave it away, okay? She gave it away to my cousin who had just had a baby. I was so upset. But anyway, that's okay. But she enjoyed that for the time that she kept it. She might have had it about 4 or 5 months. But that's my late mother. And me next to her, I'm 7 years old. As you can see, I'm a little kid in there. And I made that blanket. That's the very first blanket that I made. And I'm glad my mother kept that picture. So it hangs on my refrigerator. That's how I knew how to get to it right away. So that was it. So that's how I learned how to crochet, y'all. Okay. Anyway, so that's why I say, when I'm working on something, it has to feel right to me. And this bag wasn't feeling right, but it's going to feel right when it's over and done with. And if need be, if I have to go out, if it doesn't do right, I think it will in the square shape. But if it doesn't do right, if I have to go out and buy more yarn and just make her a regular one, I will do that too. Because I'm going to make sure my cousin gets a quality product. In fact, you know what? That's an idea. You know what? Because I can use some of my scrap, because I still have a lot of the scrap yarn. I can do that. I think I might surprise her. I'm going to do that and just run some of this with it. That's an idea. Because I can do that. You can run the thinner yarn with the thicker yarn if you're balancing it right. But with this one color, that wasn't enough to balance it. But with multiple colors, I can shoot some of her colors in there with it. I think that's what I'm going to do, y'all. See, just talking, running my mouth, gave me an idea, an epitome, or what's the word? Epiphany, or whatever. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So she gets a circle bag after all, and I can keep this gray. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just run thicker yarn and then toss some of this in it, and that will balance it out. I guarantee you. And I will show you the finished product when I'm done. Okay, so I'm almost through taking it down. So I'm going to go get that other yarn, and I'm going to start working on this. I'll have this thing done by tomorrow, y'all. But anyway, here's a Quirky Q bag. Here, this is one I didn't like. So I just use it to throw the junk that's on my couch. But this is how I like for them to balance out. And it's lumpy because I've got all kind of mess up in here. But this is how I like for the bags to balance out. So this just gives you an idea. And I showed y'all the watermelon bag too. That one's balanced as well. Yep. So, Anyway, okay, so, oh, you know what? Here I am, been on here darn near 40 minutes and haven't even gotten to the subject, what I was on here to talk about. So let's get to that before I venture off into something else. Okay, I wanted to tell y'all about the garden club. Okay, first of all, I went on and joined Micah 6, and I explained, that we had St. Joe Farm, we have Micah 6, and we have our club, which was called Grow Pontiac. Yeah, Grow Pontiac. That's the name of it. Okay, so ours offered a lot, including the scholarships and stuff. So I called it a garden club, but it was actually an organization. And now it is a garden club. And so now all the memberships are free. I had the scholarship for this year, but they're going to refund everybody who paid this year. And now it's a garden club, so we won't get as many of the perks that we got before because of the now we're not an organization and we're poor. And see, we're the poorer ones anyway. The other clubs are, for people who aren't as financially strapped, and then they have their organization and whatnot. So we're not with them anymore, but we are going to be getting together. What day is that? Because I wrote it down. We're going to be getting together. It's sometime in May where all 3 clubs are going to get together. But anyway, let me find the email. I brought the iPad out so I could do that because I wanted to read to y'all how it was going to change. Okay, the first thing, it's a garden resource club. Okay, first of all, I'm going to read what it says. They sent this. Wait, hold on. I want to make sure I have everything correct. Because like I said, I do not like to miss, especially, when you're online, I don't like to give misinformation. Okay, here it is. Okay, first I'm going to read the letter about the changes, and then I'm going to read the next letter. Okay, so the first one, which was sent on the 1st of March, it took us all by surprise. And some people are cool with it. My garden buddy, she's very cool with it. She was like, oh, that's fine with me. She was like, she said to me, it makes sense. And when I thought about it, I said, I guess so. I just kind of like the camaraderie between the 3. But, if you can't have it, we have to pull our weight. And if we can't pull our weight, then I can understand everybody branching off. Plus, they're getting ready to break ground on the new market and the school, the recreation center, and all that. So that's why I said, well, I'm going to just join Micah 6 so that I can be a part of that too. And I offered to volunteer. There wasn't a cost, not that I saw, so I joined online. I submitted my application last week. I haven't heard back from them yet, but it still was a spot where I could volunteer. So I said, okay, they may want to get to know me first before allowing me to become a member. And even if I'm not a member, I will still volunteer because that will allow me access and to be able to be a part of everything that's going on. So they have something coming up. I missed out on their seed starting thing. That was last week, but because I hadn't joined yet, and so I didn't have a notice of what activities they have going, but I've since found their Facebook page, and so now I can keep up, go to their page every day and see what's coming up. They did a demolition, part of their demo for that school on Saturday, but that was so early, I just could not make it, to that. But anyway, from ours, the Growing Pontiac, which I will remain a member of because now it's a garden club. Okay, so what she had to say was, she said, we are reaching out to let you know about some changes to Growing Pontiac's programming this year. And believe me, our program was big. I mean, we got a lot of perks, but, they scaled it back now. It says we had some shifts in contractor availability. Yeah, because we had people who, we had contractors who would build and different ones, farmers and whatnot, who would donate seeds and all these different things. I mean, we had it going on. Okay, so now no availability. It says funding and staffing here at GP and wanted to share as soon as we were able. Okay, it says here's what those changes mean for our neighbors here in Pontiac. Number one, we will be changing up our format to a club. So we're no longer an organization, we're now a club. It says membership is free. It used to be $25. Oh no, $15 per year. Okay, or you could donate, more if you wanted to. It says when you join, you will have access to free soil and compost mix and seeds. So we still have that, thank God. That was my number one thing. Then it says we will have a stronger focus on community building and member-driven activities this year in order to pave a more sustainable path forward. And that's cool. I have no problem with that. Okay, number two, we will continue our workshops and classes. Thank you, Jesus, because I love the classes. And I actually offered to teach a vanilla making class. And we have a few who said they would teach canning, that type of thing. We've had some who taught about the medicinal herbs. I missed that one. Oh, and I missed it. Cooking classes, you name it. But we used the greenhouse and now we're not using that. So we're going to be meeting at a different location. And a lot of times we'll be meeting outside. So that's going to be hard. Okay, but anyway, it says workshops. We're going to be at 361 Paddock Street, which is outside, okay? Then it says, and continue to dream up what this space can be as well. Be as we all take care of it. Donations for our class are always appreciated, or classes, always appreciated and help us make garden dreams possible. Okay, and then number three, Growing Pontiac will be growing transplants this year. We haven't done that. Okay, it says to be able to provide quality plants to the community. We will shift to a low-cost plant sale. See, our plants used to be free. We did our seeds and we did transplants and whatnot, but it was just for us. It wasn't for the whole community. So now we're going to be selling the plants that we transplant. And that's fine too. And it says these will be organic transplants at very low prices, way cheaper than local greenhouses. And she ain't lying, because y'all know. And we have a variety of stuff we plant that they will not find at Lowe's and Home Depot. What do you find at Lowe's and Home Depot? Squash, tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, and a few herbs. That's it. They do not cater to nothing else. I get my seeds from the farmers, or in my garden or whatever, if I want to grow something different, because you're not going to find any. And then they got the nerve to want $5 per plant, okay? And sometimes those plants be frost hit and dead. Okay, let me stop. Okay, but anyway, it says cheaper. It says it would be way cheaper than local greenhouses, and we can provide some plants for free for scholarship members. And I won't take any plants. I never do, actually. I might have took a few last year, but usually I don't. I don't really, the only thing I like is the seeds, to tell you the truth. Because, y'all see, I start my own plants. Okay, then it put, I did get some garlic, though. That's how I got those 2 tables full of garlic and that garlic bed. And I got a garlic bed up front, because I picked up for my garden buddy. So I just planted for me, her, and my sister. Okay, then it's put, we will share free seeds early. And they mean it too, because that's next week. And I volunteered to go package seeds next week I have to be there at 11 o'clock next Saturday. I'll be packing seeds, and then that following Wednesday, we'll be passing them out. Okay, so it says, and we usually don't share seeds until June. And that's that'll be like for the next year or whatever. Okay, so we will share free seeds early if anyone wants to start transplants indoors. So that's probably why. Okay, there will also be little perks along the way. So that means if somebody happened to throw us a bone, then we get that perk, okay? Then it put number 4, and I'm almost done. For folks who have joined the Grow Network already, we will reach out to you individually to offer a refund or plant sale credit of your choice and talk with you about your membership. We know change can be an adjustment and still hope to see everyone this year at events, seed distribution, plant sales, and volunteer events. This gardening community is incredible, and it is. And we are still working hard to support your food growing dreams. We are still committed to strengthening agricultural activity, sharing ancestral foodways, and skill building together. For anyone who has questions or would like to talk about these changes, we will be hosting virtual orientations about this year for anyone who would like to join. Info coming soon. Okay, so here's letter number 2, and it's short. Okay, it says, our garden resource, it says, hello all. We wanted to reach out to the full email list to explain how to join and to share our upcoming events. So I'm going to skip the how to join, and I'm going to share the events. So Tuesday on the 12th, 6 to 7 p.m., they're going to do an orientation, and it's going to be virtual. So I expect them to send out the Zoom link, and I'll attend that. So that's this Tuesday in 2 days. Okay, then Wednesday on the 13th, we're going to do garden planting with Josh Gordon. He's one of the other people who, horticulturalist. So I'm going to go to that because, he might give me an idea on something to do. Okay, and then Wednesday on the 20th, seed starting class with Josh Gordon. I don't need to do that one. That's virtual too. And then on the 23rd, we're going to be doing the seed distribution and seed starting. And then, we're going to be able to do that at the greenhouse. So that's good. So we still have some usage of the greenhouse. Thank God, because believe me, I love the greenhouses. And then on the 30th, we're going to do prop house tray up. And that's the day, and that's going to be at the greenhouse, and that's volunteer day. That's the day that we will be, starting some of our seeds. But I have on here the 16th. Oh, okay, we are doing seed packing. So we're going to be passing out seeds on that day. Okay, no, that we're doing that on the 23rd. I don't know what this is, prop house tray up. Okay, I'll find out what that means. But I try to volunteer as much as I can. Okay, so it says if you've never been to the greenhouse, and they attached the image of the greenhouse. And so I sent the email back, and I told her I will attend the volunteer event at 40 West Howard on the 16th of November, 16th of March. Okay, so I'll be there for that. I just want to make sure that she sees that I'm at least, volunteering and everything. But she knows me anyway because I'm always, around. And I volunteer, Last year, I didn't do seed distribution. Last year, I did when we started seeds in the greenhouse. I love that activity. We had some who mixed the seed starting mix, and I was one of the ones who sowed seeds. And then we did a transplant, and that might be what this tray prop thing is, because we had all the seedlings there, and so some of us, what did they do? I forget what one half did, but I did the transplant. So that little pointer that you saw me have in the other room to transplant my seedlings yesterday, we had those, and I happened to have one. I saw one at the store somewhere, and I was like, let me get this because this is what we use for our seed thing. And so anyway, with one of those, we had the table and assembly line, so somebody would pass the little seedlings. They got them out the tray, and then I was transferring into the bigger tray. So I just took my little thing, and I pass it down. The next person would water it, and then the next person would take it to its spot and all that stuff. So that was fun to do. We sat there and we talked, and we just had a great time fellowshipping for those 4 hours. So, it's something to do, and I loved it. And you're talking with likewise people who love to garden. That's why I just love, even my little channel. It's small and everything. But now that, Renee and Diane, I'm talking to y'all again. I'm just so happy y'all joined and y'all started talking with me and, and everything. And I've done the same. I came to your channels and whatnot. But I'm happy about that. I really enjoy that. Okay, I've been on here almost an hour, so I'm going to get going with this. I'm not even finished taking it down. So let me finish this. I have one more row to go. And then I'm going to get in that room and get the other yarn out and start the Que-stead-Que process. And I'll have bits and pieces of the yarn that my cousin bought incorporated in it, and I will explain to her the reason why I had to do it that way. But she already knew because she sent me a note in the yarn. She's like, if this seems too thin, she said, if it's too thin, feel free to exchange it. But, you know, by the time you open it and you start on it, you can't exchange it. I did exchange one ball of it that I had, but I couldn't exchange anymore because I had already used it. So, I'll get it figured out. Well, I've gotten it figured out now. So y'all pray that my little furnace thing goes well tomorrow. Otherwise, well, I won't freeze next year because I got heat, but I will burn up this summer. That's for sure, because I cannot run that air. I cannot even change my heat setting. So my furnace is set. I always keep it. I usually keep my furnace during the day on 69 or 70, and it's at 69 right now. That's where I turned it yesterday when it started cooling off. And then at night, I've always turned my furnace down to 65. Now I can't turn it down. So last night I burned up. So I just cracked my window because it bothers my sinuses if the heat is running constantly. And it tends to run more at night. So I'm dealing with that right now. But I'm comfortable. I'm not cold or anything. Thank God we're on the tail end of winter and not at the beginning of winter. This would have been a huge problem. And I do have a space heater, so if I were to get cold, I can use that. But this summer, I'm gonna need my air. You know, I'm gonna need that. I have ceiling fans all over the house, but that's not enough. Sometimes you know, especially if we have a hot summer. And with this eclipse coming, that means our weather is going to do flip-flops. You know, it's gonna make a difference. So it's either gonna be an extra rainy or extra hot summer, something. Eclipses bring about earthquakes, and that's another gift that I have. I'm telling you, I predict earthquakes. And so, but eclipse bring about tornadoes. I mean, it's a major event in outer space. So something always happens whenever there's a full total eclipse. So I want to be prepared for that. Now, I'm going to get off of here now because we're just about at an hour. It's going to take forever to upload this video. So, hello, Renee and Diana and everybody else who happens to watch this video. I will talk to you all later, and may God bless you all. And I will be back probably later this week. Well, I'll give the update on the furnace business and an update on the seedlings. You're seeing a lot of me now because I took the hiatus over the winter. If you look back at my old videos, I think I stopped filming in like October or November. I popped on every now and then. But now that we're going into our growing season, that's the reason why you see me quite a bit. So you will see me quite a bit, you know, as the growing season progresses. But when I come back on, my specific topic is going to be prepping. And I'm going to give y'all a tour of my my little prep area that I have here. You know, I was doing good for a while, but now it's almost impossible. But I do, when sales happen, every now and then Kroger will do that 10 for 10, you know, so at times like that, I'll just get more than what I need. If it's 10 for 10, I'll get whatever I can get, and then I just add it to the preps. But before, I was, you know, every month, every time I got my 250 in food, in the EBT, 100 went for groceries for the month. Before food was astronomical. $100 easily fed me for the month. And I would use the rest towards the preps. And so I actually built up, you know, for myself, I built up quite a bit, you know, for one person. This is the one time I'm glad that I don't have children, grandchildren, husband, none of that. It's just me that I have to feed. So that is fairly easy. And I do pretty good. You know, I'm complaining about food prices and stuff. But because it's just me, it could be a lot worse, believe me. And anytime I can get out there and fish and go out there and garden, you know, that's feeding me. I mean, my vegetables, I'm eating on my own vegetables. When I went through my preps the other day in the freezer, I found all kind of squash and green beans and stuff. That mess is finna get pulled out, and I'm finna get it eaten up because I need to make room for this year. I just hadn't eaten all of it. I guess because I was sick all winter. You know, I spent from December all the way up until the end of January with the physical therapy. I wasn't cooking because I was recuperating and whatnot. So now I can get going on these green beans and stuff that I grew, the squash. I didn't do that cushaw today. I ended up making some rice with the oxtails. I just did not feel like fooling with that cushaw, and then the fact that I don't know how to cook it. So I'm gonna look up the recipe tonight online, and perhaps one day this week I'll cook that cushaw. Okay, so once again, I'm still at it, rambling. Okay, so I will talk to you guys later, and may God bless you all. And I hope you stuck with me for this full hour. I didn't mean to be on this long. I had actually only planned to be on no longer than 20 minutes, but I just got to talking. Talk to y'all later. Bye bye.